Hey guys, I wanted to come back on here because I realized that I only really shared the first half of that story about the straight path that I shared on my Instagram. I might put it back together, the story, and put it on my YouTube as well, but I didn't know how to put four videos in the same post because I'm really tech savvy, so yeah, you have to watch them backwards and they're all separate posts, so sorry about that. Anyways, I'll try to make it easier to watch that so you can kind of follow what I'm saying, but basically God led me on this straight path, this whole Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your paths straight. And basically in real time kept showing me these straight paths things. And then let's see. So the second part of this story is that when I was at the bachelorette weekend party, okay, I'm in a club in the bathroom making friends, as every girl does in the bathroom at the club. And we were all kind of shook because there was 5 bachelorette parties there, and we were like, that's kind of a lot for this random weekend. I think it was in August or something. And so we are talking this group of girls in the bathroom, and then in walks this lady, and I'm like, are you here for a bachelorette party too? And she was like, no, actually my husband just died, and yeah, we had been together 6 years, and I mean, we have a 6-year-old son, all this stuff, and he was my best friend, and totally changes the mood, right, in the bathroom. But I was just like, wow, I am so sorry. There is always purpose in the pain that we experience, and I just watched one of my close friends go through a really hard single mom season, but God's been so faithful to her and walked her into a lot of his promises for her already. And I know there's good coming for you, and this season will pass. And as she turns, I saw there's a heart on her shoulder, and I was like, somebody drew a heart on her shoulder in red pen. So I've always seen hearts. It's just this weird thing that God has always been doing since middle school. And I will see them everywhere. The rotten piece of spinach in the bottom of the salad bag is going to be heart-shaped. There's a phase where it was all these dirty things, or the grimy places, there was always a heart, in, I don't know, the pan that I'm cleaning, the nasty crusty part, is going to be heart-shaped, or I can't even think of others right now, but it was just everything. There's always a heart, and it's always kind of is that you? I'm going to choose to believe that is you, God. Thanks for loving me. And I feel like he was saying, I'm loving you in the grossest places. I know you in your most just despicable self, but I still love you, and I see you in this griminess, and there's still love for you there, and you're my kid, and so I've always seen them like this. And then what happened? My dad is in prison right now, and before he went, he had the worst day, the most hopeless day for him, and he said he was sitting in his car, and it's he knew the next day was going to be he has to turn himself in, basically. And that's a long story behind my dad being in prison, but anyways, that's for another time. So he was sitting in the car, and he said he didn't have the energy to even like push the button to start the car. But he did, and it was completely dark. And then when he pressed the button, he said on the screen, flashed this white screen, and it said hope. And that's like my dad's word. Like his business was called Hope for whatever it was. I can't really say it right now, but yeah, so his business included the word hope. That's like been his life word for like years and years. That's when he's been about like creating in people. And that day, it was like a day of miracles. There was just like thing after thing of God providing like hope for us in like a really scary situation and just a lot of uncertainty and unknowns. And he was telling that story like the 7th time. It was like, and he was like, I was like, Dad, how did it just show up and like say hope on there? And he was like, well, it was like an album cover, I guess, but I didn't have any music or anything connected. And he was like, but it was an album cover that said hope, and then it had a red heart and crayon around it. And I was like, why didn't you say the red heart part? I was like, that was for me. Like, I know. And so then I'm like, on the way back from the beach, I'm like talking to my friend Lindsay Kate about this. And I'm like, but why red? And then I was like, oh, that's right. I was like, in a mission trip when I was younger, I went to Costa Rica with my church. And there's like this scene where this girl is carrying this red paper heart. And I was the girl with the red paper heart for this trip. And basically I like go around and all these people are like trying to take pieces of my heart, and they do. I'm like trying to share my heart, and then they keep crumpling it and taking it and tearing it. And then at the end, I'm left with all these like crumpled pieces, and it's not together, and it's kind of just a mess. And, you know, at the end, I like give it to Jesus. Jesus gives me a new paper heart. Amazing. Great story. So, basically I was just like, oh yeah, like red hearts, I got it now. And for me, that moment clicked, like God just saying, Alicia, I've been showing you these because, you know, like I have an abundance of love to give you, and it's never in vain when you give it to other people. Because when I had that paper heart, I had a friend that asked to keep it afterwards, and I'm a person that has a terrible, terrible, terrible memory, and so I like to keep everything. I'm kind of a hoarder. And she asked to keep it, and I was like, I don't want to give this to you because I want to keep it. And I can't remember if I tore it in half and I gave her half, or if I gave her the whole one. But I just could hear like God saying like, it's gonna be like that, where you have to give it away, but I promise you, like the return on you giving your heart is always going to be like more. Like I always have more to give you than you can give. And never stop like giving your heart in that way to like love people and to like bless them with your words. I think specifically was what because that's what was happening with that lady in the bathroom. But anyways, I just hope that kind of helps you maybe connect something with the Holy Spirit that you haven't really thought. You know, he might be talking to you and you might just be kind of like writing it off because it might feel a little childlike. But hello, it's childlike faith, you know? That's what he loves, and that's what he loves to work through. And so yeah, like a couple of my life verses have been Proverbs 13:12, a hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. So I think he's just like saying that a lot into it as well. And then what other ones? If you seek me, you will find me when you seek me with your whole heart has been another big one for me. Create in me a clean heart O Lord, renew a steadfast spirit within me. That's Psalm 51. And then what's Matthew 6:21? It's like, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So just all these verses that really resonated with me about my heart and my hope, because I had been through so much as a kid about just putting my hope in the wrong place and feeling disappointed over and over again. And then just learning like my hope, the only place my heart is safe is in the hands of God, and really letting him hold my heart, like without trying to keep taking it back in pieces. But really trusting him that like, okay, God, if I give this to you and if I commit to your ways and delight in your laws, like, that means I have to trust you. Trust is very hard, especially for me. So, yeah, he's just promised me that he's going to like return it tenfold. And I'm just excited. I've already seen him be so faithful to return on his promises, and just his presence alone would be enough. But he's just a God that likes to do more, and wants to do abundantly more than all we can ask or imagine. So just hope that encourages you to seek him and to surrender your heart to him, because you can trust him to hold your heart a lot better than you can trust yourself to hold it, because it's just like kids are not going to be able to make good decisions for themselves because they can't see the full picture, right? And we're the same way. Like, we only see such a little sliver of his plan, and his ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And he has this great love for us, and like, we're his child. And yeah, he just wants you to trust him with it. It's not easy to do, but hope that encourages you all. Hope you have a very blessed day. Let me know if there's any way I can be praying for you. And yeah, be blessed. Go in peace.